So there's the thing that I recently found out that when, at least in North Carolina, apparently, per a kid's doctor, they informed me that once your child gets 13, the child, have to sign a form giving you, the parent, rights and access to the medical files. I thought was absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but they didn't drive themselves here. They didn't pay to get here. They're not paying for their way. They're not anything self-sustaining.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
And one of my kids were like, I don't know if I'm going to sign that. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep paying your phone bill. You know, I'm just like, okay.
I don't know if you're going to get a ride home.
Right. You're walking. But apparently that's the thing. And the statute for that, the legislation on that, very interesting read.
Huh.
Yeah. So I've got, that was a very quick one, right? Kind of saddlebacking on some of the previous discussions, but.
So who did this? North Carolina?
Well, it's at the state level. I do know that. So there might be other states that are the same way, some not, but it's at the state level, is what I was told.
Okay.
And when I briefly looked it up, because I'm just like, this is ridiculous, that, yeah, it is state level. I don't know who. If you were going to blame somebody, I don't know who.
Well, I wasn't meaning that.
But what like government branch level, yeah, it's state. State regulated. It's kind of one of those things that I'm assuming federal's like, you guys can deal with it, giving it off to the states.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot of things. But
yeah.
Which some are good, some are not.
That's how it's designed.
Yes.
So
to best fit the state according to some people that are in charge that make those decisions, at least. That are, you know.
I don't like that.
Agreed. You know what else I don't like? That was a very vague, open-ended question.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm going through a lot of things in my head that you don't like.
That's terrifying. So I think I sent this to you or showed you the Rob Schneider, because he's a comedian as well as an actor, but the stand-up skit that he did on this past month of what it was.
Yeah.
Pride Month,
Pride
right?
Month. Yeah.
Okay. And how he's like, and if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's hilarious. But he's like, it's a little greedy. You know, you fight for the country, you get a day. You die for the country, you get a weekend.
Yeah.
You're president, you get a day, but you have to share it with other presidents. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if you did something with said person, you would get a whole month.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, and I'm just leaving it at that.
Yeah.
But, you know, the whole skit is like 10 minutes, and it's a good laugh, right? If nothing else, it's a great laugh.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree. You know, I'm going to put a stance on that. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's like, a whole month? We only get 12. Actually, 11, because then it's time for the next one. But whatever. But anyway. But you know what else June is? Apparently? Men's Mental Health Month Awareness.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know we had one.
I didn't either. It was pushed to the side.
Yeah.
That does not sit well with me at all, because of the severity of that.
Yeah.
How I'm not saying that, you know, other people's that I don't, you know, follow or agree with per se, their views don't matter. That's not what I'm saying. However, I think we've got, as a society and as a country, our priorities out of whack big time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah, you have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Sure. You can do whatever you want to do within reason.
Yeah.
As long as it's not harming other people. But, you know, people are not going to always agree with people, as we obviously know. I know, right? Crazy.
How dare they?
I know, radical. But, and it was interesting because like there was like a Pride festival in a nearby city. And
Does it start with an A?
no, actually it doesn't.
Oh, wow. Okay, go ahead.
It's the other way. Smaller. But what was interesting is on social media, and I've unfollowed certain people, but whatever, because I just got tired of seeing it. But certain people were, say, at the festival, doing what they do, and I'll say I've been once, but that wasn't for me. That was going along with others, and just saying that, okay, and they knew my stance to begin with. I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
But I support you as a person.
Right.
I don't believe in what you're doing or agree with per se, but you have a right to do it just like I have a right to do things you don't agree with, speaking to them or whatever. But then ironically, across the street was a preacher and some of people that were with him. And I knew people there too. And they were also showing up on my feed, which was kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Because in the sense that I was able to literally see both sides.
Yeah.
And knowing people on both sides. And then the people at the Pride Festival were like, oh, you shouldn't be shoving this down our throats, this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, well, do you realize that if they take that away, they take away your right to do that too? Mm-hmm. Which is it?
Yeah.
They have a right just as much as you do to be there.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? And that's kind of where I'm at with it as far as that goes. If and to say they're all inclusive, except just like things that happen with MLB, where they changed on their caps, their logos to rainbows, and then they were, the rainbow colors, and then they put the Bible verses on there, and then they said that, you're not allowed to write on the caps because that's against policy or whatever. Okay, but if they would have said anything besides Bible verses, would they even brought that up?
No.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. But it was because it was a Bible verse, and they say all inclusive. Oh, except.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're not going to include that.
Yeah.
But we're including everything else.
That's
as
true.
long as you're in line with it. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, and then about halfway through the month, about halfway through June, I started seeing a bunch of men's mental health awareness stuff. And this is going to get a little dark for a minute, but I was like, why? Wait a second. Why is this the same month? I didn't even know we had one, like you said, to begin with. But why is it the same month? It's not going to get focused on at all, and it hasn't really. And I think I got to see a little bit more of it on social media because I started looking into it more. So the algorithm was like, "Oh, he cares about this,"
right?
And I do. But the thing about it is I started to look into the data statistics of self-harm, right? Mm-hmm. Of what that looks like. How many people is that? Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit more than I thought.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the thing about it is, too, is so I'm going to break this down worldwide, then I'm going to go, through the country, and I'm, and then break it down as far as timeline-wise, how frequent. Okay, so worldwide, there's about 727,000 suicides per year.
Okay.
All right. In the U.S., and this is 2024 data. I'll try to find something newer, but I think it's not out yet.
Right.
Not sure. But in the U.S.
Now, hang on.
Yes.
Is that men and women?
That is. That is.
Okay.
Yes. I've got it broken down by that too.
Okay.
Because I was curious. And I'm like, why is men getting a month? Mm-hmm. There's a reason for that. So the United States in 2024, there was 48,824
men
suicides.
and women.
Men and women.
Okay.
However, the breakdown of gender, male and female, male is 80% of those. Mm-hmm. Dramatically higher. So not saying female mental health isn't important, because it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But data says that there is a bigger crisis for men.
Yeah.
But it's not being talked about. And that kind of goes hand in hand with, oh, we're men. We're not supposed to talk about our
Yeah, you don't
feelings.
talk about that.
We don't care. People don't care. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Right? There's that, and that's been around for generations.
Yeah.
Men are tough, which we are, and we're supposed to handle a lot more than in certain ways. We're designed to carry a different load than women. We are equal as far as we're both human. We're both children of God, if you believe in God. We're all created in God's image. However, a woman is created as a helpmate to a man. A man was created first. But a helpmate is to provide where he lacks. Where he's not good at, she is. That's what people don't get. And because it's being twisted by society. So 48,824 suicides in 2024. 80% of those is male. Okay. So out of the annual global 727,000, there's going to be a bunch of numbers here real quick. Annual 581,600 is men globally.
Okay.
All right. U.S. out of that 48,824, 39,059 was men. Okay.
And that's in 1 year.
1 year. 1 year.
See, to me, that seems low. Even the total number.
Yeah. Worldwide. Or U.S.
Yeah. To me, that seems low.
I thought
know.
that too.
I don't know.
I thought that too. I thought it was higher.
I'm no
But
suicide statistic expert by any stretch, but when you said 48,000
in the U.S.,
yeah, I was like, that's a lot of people, but still,
it is.
That.
I had that same thought. I did.
Yeah.
And so monthly, globally, that's 60,583.
Globally. Okay.
Yes. Men globally is 48,467. So just about what the U.S. is for everybody.
Total, yeah.
Is per month globally.
Okay.
All right. The U.S., all male and females, 4,069. Men is 3,255 every month for the for the year of 2024.
Right.
Weekly, 13,981 globally, all 11,185 men globally. U.S. weekly, all 939. Men 751 every week. Okay, I was like, I want to know more. Break this down further. Right.
Right.
Okay, daily. All right, 1,992. 1,992 all. And you can figure out percent wise for
in a day.
In a day.
Okay.
Globally.
Right.
Okay. Men of that is 1,594.
Okay.
Globally. In the U.S., every day, 134. Men.
Okay.
And this is suicide only, not total deaths.
Right.
With other things, right?
Yeah.
Because there is, obviously, but 134 all.
Yeah.
And then 107 men every day.
Okay.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
Servicemen, unfortunately, is probably a good portion of that.
Yeah.
Or, going through a really low, dark time.
Right.
Right. For whatever reason, which there's several. Hourly, 83.
In the world. Okay.
Men, globally, 66.
Okay.
Almost 67, the way it breaks it down. But 66. U.S., 5. Almost 6.
Okay.
Because once you break it down, it gets in percentages.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not a thing. But
might as well have half a person.
No. You can say 6, right? Men, 5.
Okay.
Every hour.
Yeah.
So, going to be a little dark for a minute, even more.
Okay.
The amount of this podcast, the amount of people that's passed. in just this time.
Okay.
How many did we lose? I mean, if we're doing the total runtime of this podcast, so just men, we're looking at if there's 5 every hour.
Around 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and as you start breaking it down even more, because I got it per minute.
Right.
It's actually, and then you would add 20% to that for men and women for the hourly.
Right.
And then if you break it down to every minute, globally is 2. Men, breaking it down because it's percentage decimal, we'll say 1.
Right. Yeah.
U.S., it's virtually basically 1, both men and women, because the way it breaks it down, right?
Right.
Time between deaths. Globally, there's 1 every 43.4 seconds due to suicide.
Okay.
If you break it down by men, it's every 54.3 seconds because it's a little bit less, so it adds a little bit of time. In the U.S., for all men and women, it's 10.8 minutes.
Okay.
And for men, it's 1 every 13.5 minutes.
Okay.
So globally, kind of recap, summarize it, nearly 2,000 people die globally by suicide every day. 1,600 roughly are men.
Yeah.
United States, 134 every day. Including of that 134 is 107 are men. These figures that I just shared are for the whole year, and then I broke them down in time of less time to figure out how frequent and how many there is. And I don't understand, and I find it very disturbing that this was the same month as something else that was heavily focused on more.
Yeah.
Okay. That just goes to expose agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
But it can't get any clearer than that when there's a much greater issue than what it was celebrated as. It was celebrated instead of, hey, we got to focus on this.
Yeah.
It's
I did see that Texas is going to do away with it.
Really?
With Pride Month. They're going to sign a bill.
They're starting to.
Yeah, they're going to sign a bill, and it's going to be Faith and Family Month. I don't know if that's fake or anything like that, but I've seen that on a few occasions.
That would be great if it was legit.
They're supposed to go away from it.
And I think, I'm not saying to have the inclusivity, right?
Right.
Have a day or a weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. And then be done. Or Juneteenth or whatever. Because that was like right before Father's Day, and there was kind of a meme that, how Mother's Day, they get all this stuff, and then Father's Day for the ones that are, because fathers are just as important in a lot of ways. Because if you look at statistics about juveniles, especially, and young adults that are in jails, how many of them are fatherless homes?
Yeah.
That's a real issue.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm not saying mothers are not important, because everybody knows they're very important. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that fathers are basically looked over. Men are basically looked over.
Oh, 100%.
As you're only useful, society says, not what God says, but society says, men are only as useful as what you can provide. And when you're done with that, being a provider, or your usefulness is gone. Bye.
Yeah.
That's what society is being teaching us. And that's what, if you allow your children, social media, kind of like what we were talking about, phone access, just unrestricted, they're being brainwashed into that mindset very early.
Yeah.
Because it's in that content. Believe it or not, it is.
Oh, yeah.
So before we separate from this too much.
You started noticing that breakdown in like, like 90s sitcoms.
Yeah.
The dad all of a sudden just became this dumb idiot.
Yep.
That couldn't get out of his own way. Mm-hmm. And when before they were like a pillar of the household. And
started with entertainment a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it made the dad funny.
Yeah.
You know.
That's how they pulled it off.
Exactly.
Yep.
But what it boiled down to was that he's an idiot. You don't need to listen to dad.
Yep.
You know, that kind of thing.
Not needed.
Right. Yeah.
And for anybody listening, watching, you know, dial 988, for anybody experiencing any thoughts of hurting yourself, there's valuable resources out there, that and many others, mm-hmm. right? Because, you know, and you mentioned the, you know, bringing, you know, scripture into every episode and as much as possible.
Yeah.
You're loved. God loves you. You're cared about. And one of the things that was brought up to me at one point was, and there was a point where, you know, I experienced some very dark things. And, you know, maybe, you know, on this show, maybe I'll go into that further one day in another episode. And I debated it today, and I'm just like, we'll see. But basically, I get it, right? But the thing about it is I've heard it said, don't do a long-term solution, and I'm using air quotes very intentionally here, long-term solution for a temporary problem. And the reason I do air quotes is because it's not a solution. It might seem like it. Society might make you feel like it is. Oh, it's how you get away from your problems. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and just hang it up, right? End it. No. Because, and I'm going to part two this, because somebody else told me, someone who deals with this a lot, is as far as on the aftermath, think about your family the next day. Think about your friends the next day. Think about your kids, your parents, if they're still around. Mm-hmm. What about them? You know, that problem that you convinced yourself was so important, more important than yourself staying around, was a lie, first of all. But that problem, whatever that heartache was that made you feel so low, was just then shared to the ones that were closest to you. Mm-hmm. And if you were like, oh, I don't have family, I don't have friends, there's someone out there that cares. I guarantee it. You might not agree with him, you might not be on speaking terms right now, but I guarantee you that they do care. They wouldn't want that to happen to you.
No.
And I'm pretty confident in saying that. And if you're gonna say that, oh, they wouldn't even care, okay, well, God does.
Yeah.
He cares, because you're his creation. And that's very important to him. He's your father, even if you didn't have a good example of a earthly father. And that might trigger you by saying he's a good father, a good heavenly father. But he is. And he actually shows you unconditional love. And God cares a lot. And reach out, because you're not a burden. As one of the lies is, oh, nobody cares, I'm a burden. It'd be a lot easier, right? You know, whatever you get in your head long enough to convince yourself of, or what, you know, what the negative says, negativity, people, or spirit says, oh, just be done with it, right? No. It's not okay. It's not right. Reach out, get help. I mean, even comment on this video, it's fine. We'll put you in touch with somebody that can help you. Mm-hmm. Just say, hey, I need help. That's all you got to do. I saw where a good friend of mine, he was talking about how He had lost a very close person to him. It's actually his dad to this. Mm-hmm. And many years ago. And it was the anniversary of it, if you want to call it that. And still feeling the pain.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't go away.
No, it'd never go away.
It doesn't. And another close friend, she lost her dad the same way. Mm-hmm. Still, years later, it doesn't go away. It just gets spread to the ones you cared about. And I'm not saying this out of trying to make you feel guilt, but making you realize the full gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
If you like what you watched today, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode. See you later.